2.5 years later, I am finally back out at Irondog in New Ulm, Texas. You might say, where's New Ulm? An hour and a half west of Houston and about an hour and a half east of Austin. So it's smack between the two big cities, and they've got a lot to offer here. So let's go explore the property, see what's changed in 2.5 years and how many tracks they've got and what this facility looks like. Let's go have some fun. Let's start at the very beginning when you enter the facility. This is Irondog. There is a sign-in shop here that's primarily used during races. When you get here on a non-race day, you can pull up by the gray building. That's where you can sign in and pay. You do have to do a waiver every time you come in. But here's a cool thing to note. This is new since I was last here. They added all these RV hookups. There's no plumbing, but there is electrical. So they allow people to bring their RVs out and camp. It's $50 a night to camp. You can dry camp for 15 bucks. This is a cash-only facility. Keep that in mind. Now, as I mentioned, I haven't been here in 2.5 years. A lot's changed. For example, the kids track has moved. They took what was the kids track over that side, and they moved it all the way in the back on the right. This is the starting gate setup right here. And this is the main track. Let's go do a lap of the main track, see what it looks like now. They do have signage up for which direction the track goes. That is very, very helpful. Let's go play. All right, I have not been here in a long time. This track is different, and this is my sight lap. I love this on my sight laps for a few reasons. You get to see my first impression, and I get to be slow. All right, so this is the new section. So if you've never been to my videos before, I am not a pro rider, I'm not a fast rider, but I like to ride all over the country and just help you guys figure out what to expect of the track. Because a lot of companies, a lot of tracks don't actually put up on their website what they offer. Some tracks don't even have websites, so I'm doing this as a resource for you guys so you can get out and ride more and know confidently what you're going to get when you get there. Some interesting mix of dirt. You've got clay in some places, you've got sand in others. So far, a mix of tabletops and doubles. Good variations, lots of good ruts in the turns, if you like ruts. Like a step down triple type thing there. I like the composite of the dirt going between things. That's a cool little like gator back of sorts. Woo. They've definitely made this track longer. It's a good long lap time. This used to be a small double. Got this huge anthill here too, which is pretty cool. Good spot to watch. People do a nice little turn down. I can't do it, obviously. Finish line jump is huge. That's a lap. Let me pull off and talk about it real quick. All right, so one lap in. I like the track. It's a long track. It's got good variation of dirt and also the obstacles themselves. This is a track that you can roll practically everything out here. The finish line jump and the anthill can be a bit intimidating, but as you saw, even a slow guy like myself can run it. They do groom this track almost every weekend. They groomed it yesterday for today, so this is a fairly fresh groom. They've only been open for about an hour. They are not running sessions out here today, so you've got a group of very fast guys, you've got a group of slow guys, and there's even a kid out there on a 140 right now. So if you come out here, just check your ego at the door, let people pass you, be safe about it, hold your line. It's all in good fun. It's not a race on a practice day. Keep that in mind. I do love the access roads. The access roads are all over this track for emergency vehicles and also for the water truck. We are in Texas. They do need to lay down water pretty regularly if it hasn't rained. I want to pause real quick right here. Check out the difference in dirt that you have between the front of the track and the back of the track. Back here you've got like deep sand that's holding moisture pretty well, but it is like a clayish sand, and then up there you've got red clay. So it's pretty cool to see the difference, but look at the difference in the jump faces too. You've got some that are more tame, like this double right here, and then you've got the step up over there. You can see the anthill way in the back, but this is a great training track because of that. It teaches you how to ride different types of things on the track. Very cool. So a cool thing about Irondog too is they have a retail shop and a full service shop. So if you need any help, if you need any parts, they got you covered in here. I think one of my favorite things about this track though is this is somebody's backyard. The owners, they do live on this facility and they just let people come out and ride it as a public track, but it is still considered private property. Super cool that they do that. There is access to a bike wash station here on this deck. They've got a hose set up, no pressure washer, but you can bring your own or you can just hose it down and use a brush. In the back of the property, there are two other tracks. You've got the kids track back here, and then all the way in the back, you've got the vet track. The vet track used to be called the sand track. It was not even a conceptual track when I was here last. So it's really cool to see that this track is here now. And this is a special one. Not open to the public. This is a special thing. You got to reach out to Zach Sire, the guy who grooms and runs this facility. There is a supercross track. It is not currently open for me to ride. They told me I can come back out here and check it though. But this is not an amateur track. This is something that you got to know really what you're doing for you to ride it safely. Big bowls, big doubles, big triples, big peaks. This used to be just pasture land. This is all completely new back here. So cool. Something to note is that there are trash cans all over the property. Please use the trash cans. Do not leave trash on the ground. If you don't have a trash can near you, take your trash with you, but please use those trash cans. All right, let's go check out the vet track, see what this is all about. Just like the other one, this is my sight lap, and I've never been on this track before. This was spot groom. They didn't do a full groom of it. If you're new to motocross, you might be going, well, what is a vet track? What does that even mean? A vet track is a track that's set up for people who aren't necessarily fast, but also aren't beginners. So there are jumps, there are off-camber turns typically. There will be ruts. It's not going to be smooth as pavement. But it helps you feel more comfortable without the risk of there being a massive jump in your face. Oh, this is cool. This is really cool. I love sand tracks, personally. That's because I'm from Florida. I spent a lot of time riding in Florida. But keep in mind, you need tires with good tread, otherwise you will be spinning like crazy on this track. This is like an MX-14 style track. Like a pseudo paddle tire. Whee! Weaving through the woods. Oh, this is fun. Woo. Man, it's soft. that a lap? Not yet, not yet. Gotta cut back through. See the flat turns after the long straights. Gotta work on throttle control and body position. Okay, that's a full lap. Man, I gotta say, this is a cool track. I like this one. I like the layout, I like the lane, and it's not scary. I love it. Let's talk about it for a second, actually. So the vet track or the sand track, in the first sight laps, I'd say this is probably more my speed than the main track. Obviously, you can see I'm a slow rider and all, but I like the layout more on this because it flows for a slow guy. The big track has great flow for somebody who's got speed, but if you're not clearing the jumps or really hitting those ruts, that can get a bit sketchy for people like myself and other vet riders. Nothing bad about that. That is not a bad thing on the track. That is not a knock on the grooming or the layout at all. I'm just saying, if you are an older, slower rider, the vet track is a fun place to check out for sure. I don't know if you guys know this, but I pay for every time I go to the track out of my own pocket. It's not like I'm making enough money on YouTube to really fund all of the riding and the fuel costs and everything that goes into this. If you were to subscribe to the channel, that helps me out in a big way. But there's also this thing called Super Thanks. I don't know if you've heard of it, but there's a little button on the bottom right-hand corner of the video. If you hit that, you can essentially give me some money to help get back out onto more tracks, get more content out there for you guys. I would really appreciate that help. Or if you want to, check out my apparel. I've got sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, all kind of cool stuff that says WeRideTwo all over it. Let's get out there and go ride some more. So earlier I said they're not running sessions. That was because it was the beginning of the day. As we got more riders out here, they were watching the track and saying, okay, we've got small bikes and big bikes. Let's segregate it now. So they're running it as 20-minute sessions for little bikes and then 40-minute sessions for big bikes. So it's cool to keep the track safe. It's plenty of riding time for us on big bikes. 40 minutes is well more than I can do in a row. So I'll go out there, run a few laps, come back in, get some water, cool down, and then by the time I'm ready to go back out, it's big bikes up again. So it works out well. If you want to continuously ride, you can go ride the vet track because that doesn't have any sessions on it right now either. So go run some laps out there and just keep having fun. Keep it motoing. Now let's check out the kids track, see what's up with this one. Got Calix out on the KLX 110. It's the first time he's really ridden this bike. Oh, inside outside line here. That's pretty cool. Very smooth for the kids. Nice berm. It's a little sandy, but not too bad. Very rideable for a kid on a 50 or a 110 easily. A couple little jumps, tabletops here. Even a double, that's pretty sweet. That could be a bit sketchy for a little kid there if they're not used to it, but that's all right. Nice job. You want to keep riding? All right, good job. I think this is one of my favorite parts about this facility. Just look around. Like, you've got trees and shade, and it's a cool spot to come and hang out. It's just a cool track. So in total, you've got 4 tracks. You've got the main track, you've got the vet track, you've got the supercross track, and the kids track. Well worth the 30 bucks for that. They've also only charged me 15 bucks for my kid who's riding on just the kids track. It's an awesome day so far. It's a lot of fun. I like to give 2 ratings to every track that I visit. How long do I feel like you should take to drive there, and how much should you pay when you get there? Irondog was about 2 hours from our house today. Well worth that drive, and because of the number of tracks and the quality of tracks, I'd say this could even be a 3-hour track. The fact that you can ride the main track, have fun out there, and then go ride the vet track. You've got the kids track that's in fantastic condition, and also the supercross track if that's your thing. There's just a lot of options here. It's a great facility and a great vibe. I do feel like it's priced lower than it should be, and please, community, don't hate me on that. I think that 30 bucks, this is a really cheap track to ride for what you've got. 30 bucks gets you a lot of riding. I think they could easily charge 40 and people won't complain. I'm glad that they don't. That gives more options for people to ride, but that's really cool that there's just only 30 bucks. And the fact that the kids track was cheaper. The fact that he was only 15 bucks to ride today was amazing. That makes the family want to come back and ride, not just the dads or the guys who want to go and spend time and spin out laps. The family can come hang out in these nice shaded trees. It's just a cool place. So I talked a bit with track management for just basic information about the facility. Complimented them on the changes that they've made since I was last here, and we started talking about other new improvements that are coming in the future. The vet track that's in the back of the property is a long lap time, and it's really sandy. Zach doesn't feel like that is necessarily a vet track, more so a sand track, so he's considering splitting it up so that you have a back section that is more sand, and then the front section that's in the woods with the darker soil is more the vet track. So that would even add more different tracks to ride, which would be awesome. The supercross track is only open right now for supercross training. They're looking at potentially bringing in lights and doing some night riding, and even kind of knocking down some of the jumps to make it more of an amateur supercross and get more people riding out there. So lots of things happening out here. Keep a tab on their social media. I'll link their website and all that below. Come check out this track, man. It's a fun place to be, and we'll definitely be back out. One of the guys I was with, it's his second time here, and he said he needs to come out more often, especially knowing that they're open 7 days a week too. Something that I didn't mention was the grandstands. You've got grandstands over there, you've got grandstands all over the main track. Even at the kids track, you've got a whole bunch of bleachers. So good spectating spots to come out and hang, watch friends ride, watch family ride. Just have a great weekend. I love that. A dad just came up to me. His kid's out riding on the kids track. The dad came up and he goes, "Babe, we love your videos because we live in Houston and we want to explore more tracks. It's good to know what the tracks look like before we get there." So that is awesome. I love hearing that happen. Makes me feel good that I can get families out to more tracks and riding some more. So hopefully this is helpful for you. If you liked it, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, do what he said. Thanks so much, everyone.
Crazy Calyx, actually.
I'll see you at the next track.